you see me? Can you hear me? I don't want it to block my face again. Get a little bit lower. There you go. That's good. I don't know. Yeah, there we go. Happy Hanukkah. Today's the last day. I gotta go light a candle. Tell me when. Okay. Hello. Can you hear me now? Is that better? Still low? Huh. Hello? 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 Better? Can y'all hear? The guys with the camera, you're the only ones I'm concerned about. You can hear now? Okay. I'm Sir Lindsey Graham. Happy Hanukkah, the last day. Hope people can enjoy it in peace. I came here for a purpose. To create. Is that better? Okay. Hello? Should we move the cameras here? I mean, y'all want to move closer? I don't care. Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Whoa, that's a good one.
Yeah, this is mine.
That's a good one. Can you hear me now? Is that better? Great. Okay. You ready? So, happy Hanukkah. The purpose of the trip is to try to assess the situation on the ground when it comes to Hamas disarming. I met with the Prime Minister, the Foreign Minister, the Defense Minister. I talked to military officials on the U.S. side. Also met with the IDF and intelligence officials from Israel. Can you hear me? Is it working? Is it working? Okay. So here's my assessment. Based on what I've been told and what I've seen, Hamas is rearming. They're not disarming. Hamas is consolidating power in Gaza, not giving it up. For the last 90 days, they have been trying to get stronger, not weaker. The ceasefire was a blessing. The return of the hostages was an incredible moment. Congratulations to all involved, President Trump and his team. Phase 2 will not be successful, in my opinion, unless Hamas is disarmed. If you try to rebuild Gaza in any part, this is not going to work if they can't hear. Can they come? Can y'all come closer? Yeah, just move this. I'll do like a press gaggle. Yeah. Just bring it right here. Yeah. There's no use doing it if you can't hear. Can you move this? Or would it be better if I came to y'all? I got something to say. I want you to hear it.
Hi, I'm Cal. Nice to meet you.
I don't care how it looks.
Soon he'll be
Okay, so we'll
That's good. You might need to back up just a little. Slow right.
There we go. We got microphones. Now we're doing gas.
Can somebody hold me?
You're the Reuters dude, right? You're very important.
Okay. So is it possible one step back?
I can take two steps.
We all can see your...
I can take 2 steps back. Hey guys, right, come here, help me.
We heard it was okay over there. There was no problem.
No,
Okay. Got it? Okay. Are you good? All right. For the 15th time, happy Hanukkah. So here's my takeaway from my trip. I do not believe Hamas is disarming. I believe they're rearming. I do not believe they're interested in giving up power in Gaza. They're consolidating power. The bottom line is phase 2 is an aspiration that cannot be achieved in my view. I'm sorry. You can't hear? You're out of the game. All right, that's okay. I want you to be successful. Yes. Happy Hanukkah. Hanukkah's going to be over by the time I get it. Happy post Hanukkah. It's the first day after Hanukkah. I hope everybody enjoyed it. So anyway, so I met with the Prime Minister today. I met with the IDF intelligence officials from Israel. I met with our own military leaders over here. And here's my takeaway. While I celebrate the ceasefire, it was a major accomplishment. Having the hostages brought home was, in its own way, a miracle. 90 days after the ceasefire, Hamas is not disarming, they're rearming. 90 days after the ceasefire, they're consolidating power in Gaza, they're not giving it up. This is a problem. I do not believe it's possible to have a good outcome in Gaza with Hamas still armed. I don't believe you can develop part of Gaza and be successful if Hamas controls the other part of Gaza. So it's imperative we come up with a plan quickly, put Hamas on a time clock, give them a period of time to achieve the goal of disarmament, and if you don't, I would encourage President Trump to unleash Israel to go finish off Hamas. That's tough for our Israeli friends to hear. It's a long, brutal war, but you cannot be successful anywhere in the region until you deliver in dealing Hamas out of the future of Gaza and disarming them. So I learned that today. So I am hoping that we can change course before it's too late. The longer this goes with Hamas getting stronger, the worse it will be. I celebrate phase 2 as a good idea. It won't work until Hamas is disarmed. Iran, they're up to no good. We obliterated the Iranian nuclear facilities. We did not obliterate Iran's desire to have a nuclear weapon. The regime hadn't changed at all. They still want to kill all the Jews, consider America the great Satan, and purify Islam. Are they regenerating their nuclear capability? Are they building more ballistic missiles that could hurt Europe and Israel? I don't know, but there's evidence that suggests they are. I would recommend, if there's credible evidence that Iran is going back into the enrichment business at other sites, that they're trying to build more ballistic missiles to terrorize Israel and maybe Europe, that we hit them before they can do that. The one thing I've learned about radical Islam, the only language it understands is force. So I am hopeful we can put Hamas on a time clock. The trend lines in Lebanon are, quite frankly, optimistic. The Lebanese government has decided to call for Hezbollah to disarm. If Hezbollah gave up their heavy weapons, that would be a godsend for Lebanon and the region. If Hezbollah refuses to give up their heavy weapons, down the road we should engage in military operations working with Lebanon, Israel, and the United States, where we fly with Israel, like we did with Iran, to take Hezbollah out. Once you take Hamas and Hezbollah off the table, two proxies of Iran, the likelihood of a Saudi-Israel deal goes up dramatically. I think Lebanon would be a good candidate to expand the Abraham Accords once Hezbollah is dealt with. So Hezbollah either voluntarily gives up their heavy weapons, or we have to come up with a military campaign to achieve that goal. Without achieving that goal, the region will never move forward. The idea that Turkey, a NATO ally, which helps in many ways, in other ways not, the idea that Turkey would be part of a stabilizing force on the board of peace would rock Israel to its core. There is no political support anywhere in Israel for having Turkey being involved in the stabilizing force. Erdogan's comments against Israel are beyond the pale. So if anybody's thinking about having Turkey involved on the ground in Gaza, you would create a massive problem for our friends in Israel. Not left, right, it's everybody would have the same view. Questions?
Senator Graham, for many years you've been the proponent of Israel.
Yeah.
What do you think Israel should be doing now to improve its international standing?
I think Israel needs to be seen as wanting peace, which they've been willing to engage in. You had 7 Arab countries recognize Israel. Israel's willing to work with their Arab neighbors. They're also willing to fight the neighbors who want to kill them. Israel's not the problem. Hamas is the problem. Hezbollah's the problem. Iran's the problem. Have you seen Iran sign any peace deals with anybody? So the evidence is really clear that the Israeli people, through their government, yearn to be part of this region in a productive way. The evidence is clear that Hamas, Hezbollah, and Iran's worst nightmare is for the Arab world to recognize Israel and move forward together. October 7th was designed to stop normalization between Saudi Arabia and Israel. So anybody with a half a brain, Israel is not the impediment to peace in the Mideast. Israel is willing to live in peace with its Arab neighbors. Israel is willing to live in peace, but they will not tolerate those who want a second Holocaust. So I'm here today to tell you that Hamas is not in the peace camp. If you think Hamas is pursuing peace, you should not be allowed to drive anywhere. They're pursuing the destruction of the Jewish state. Iran is in the hands of religious Nazis. That's not the Iranian people, but it is the leadership. Hezbollah has got a lot of American blood on its hands. When you go to Lebanon, you go to Beirut, I always go to a memorial to the Marines, 240 plus that were killed by Hezbollah trying to ensure peace. So if you want peace, deal with the people who do not. Take them out of the game. Get your head out of the sand. There will never be peace in this region until Hamas is finished off militarily and politically. The people of Gaza and the West Bank have a new future available to them only if the radical elements that have been controlling those areas are replaced. If you want peaceful Lebanon, you need to find a way to deal with Hezbollah, because they don't want peace with Israel. They want to destroy Israel. Most people in Lebanon don't want to destroy Israel. So, yeah, go ahead.
Senator Graham, you mentioned the Iranian rearmament.
Yeah.
Do you think Israel should launch another preemptive?
I'll leave it up to Bibi, who's going to meet with the president next week. But here's what I'm advocating: hit them as hard as you can, as often as you can, to make sure they can't develop a nuclear weapon to destroy the state of Israel and terrorize the world. Nothing has changed in terms of desire. The capability of the Iranians to build a weapon has been dramatically reduced, but not their desire. The capability of Iran to attack Israel has been reduced, but not their desire. So if you see an effort to regenerate the enrichment program, hit it. If you see an effort to build more ballistic missiles to terrorize Israel that may one day get to Europe, hit it now. To those who want to watch these problems get worse and say you love peace, no, you're just, appeasement does not lead to peace. The Iranian regime, in my view, is a religious theocracy bent on the destruction of Israel, purifying Islam, and attacking America, and nothing's going to change until they change.
Senator, so we've been hearing a lot of anti-Israel voices throughout the world, throughout the Western world,
Yeah.
and even throughout the American right. This is rather new,
Yeah.
very strong anti-Israel sentiment. What do you think about it?
There is not a strong anti-Israel sentiment in the Republican Party. They're loud people, but they don't represent the majority anywhere close. I'm from South Carolina. I'm a Republican. I can assure you that 75+% of Republicans in South Carolina cherish the relationship between the United States and Israel. Whether you're a Christian evangelical or not, Israel is a good deal for America. If the IDF, Mossad, and Shin Bet went away tomorrow, we would be blind in this region. The money we provide to Israel, we get back tenfold in terms of security. Israel is a platform, is a nation that is pro-American, that will share intelligence with us concerning our own security. Economically, Israel hits way above its weight. From an American point of view, Israel is a great economic partner, particularly in the AI space. From a national security point of view, if we had to replicate what the IDF does in fighting terrorism, we couldn't. The budgets would double, but we would not be able to do what Israel does because we're not from the region. So don't worry about the Republican Party abandoning Israel. We will not. We will confront those who suggest that Israel's a liability for America. When it comes to America, Israel has taken a hit, but it has all over the world. This is a war of television. You're winning on the ground, you're losing in the air, television-wise. Focus on achieving your war aims. The war aims is not genocide. If Israel wanted to kill all the Palestinians, they could. Hamas wants to kill all the Israelis, they can't. Hezbollah would kill everybody in Israel if they could. Nobody in Israel wants to kill everybody in Lebanon.
Hamas is not destructive, though.
They need to be, they're on their back foot. I celebrate the weakening of Iran and Hamas, but finish the job. So you asked me a question. I think support for Israel is strong in the Republican Party. I can't imagine a nominee in 2028 being the Republican nominee. If you want to run for president as a Republican in 2028 and you don't show strong support for Israel, I don't think you can win. To our friends on the Democratic side, I hope you'll up your game. I hope you'll realize that Israel's not the problem. The problem for peace is not Israel. Israel signed an agreement with 6 Arab countries. The problem in the region is Iran, Hamas, and Hezbollah. They're the ones that want to destroy Israel.
Senator Graham, there have been reports of F-35 deals between the U.S. and Qatar and Turkey. Did these come up in your meetings here in Israel? And
Israel's
have you heard concern from Israel's quality
Yeah.
military edge? And another question on that note, will there be another MOU between Israel and the United States?
As to a military edge required by law, I want to make sure that happens. We've got good allies throughout the region. We're going to sell F-35s to Saudi Arabia. I'm okay with that. I think giving Turkey the F-35 would be a mistake, but they're part of NATO. So what should Israel do? Should they have stronger relationship with the United States or not? People are talking about, some of my closest friends here, thinking that Israel should wean off support from the United States. That, to me, would be a mistake. Let me tell you why. The narrative being sought out there is Israel is isolated unlike any time since its founding. Even America is turning on Israel. What I would do if I were an Israeli politician, I would seek the strongest MOU possible to counter the narrative that America is going nowhere. We are talking about a peace agreement, a defense agreement with Saudi Arabia. What does Saudi Arabia want before they would recognize Israel as a state, as a partner? They want a defense agreement between the United States and Saudi Arabia. Question for Israel: do you want one? Would it help you? Do you want a defense agreement between the United States and Israel? If you do, now's the time to do it. I don't want to hamper the IDF's ability to defend the Jewish state, but I think a defense agreement between the United States and Israel would put a fine point on the relationship. When Trump leaves, when Bibi leaves, no matter who's coming, we have an ironclad, legal binding relationship between the Jewish state and the United States when it comes to defense. If you want such a deal, I think it's possible, but I would act sooner rather than later. If I were Israel, I would embrace America as strong as I could, even though we're not perfect. We're an important ally. Why am I so forward-leaning? I think Israel does far more for us than anybody on the planet keeping America safe. NATO's important. We have a lot of good allies out there, but nobody is in the center of the action more than Israel, in the backyard of people who want to kill all the Americans than Israel. From a United States point of view, it is in our interest that the Jewish state thrive, survive, thrive, become potent on the military side, and become an economic power. The better you do in Israel, the better America does. If you don't get that, you're missing a lot.
You're very close to Netanyahu. Did he ever tell you about October 7th, how such a debacle happened here?
No, we didn't talk about that. I'm sure you'll find that out and you'll learn. We missed Pearl Harbor. You won't be the first country that missed things. The goal is to right the ship. If when all this is over, Hamas is still standing, the biggest mistake ever. Israel can't allow that to happen. When all this is over, we don't deal with Iran differently than we did before October 7th. Big mistake. Without Iran, there is no Hamas. There is no Hezbollah. There are no Houthis. So you can't rewrite history, but you can learn from it. Again, our nation let our guard down on 9/11, Pearl Harbor. What do? Well, we've created a network against terrorism. We go where they are before they get to America. And when you change that policy, you'll pay a price. Since 9/11, we've been on the offensive. Wherever radical Islam asserts itself, we go in and try to stop them there before they get here. In terms of Israel, the takeaway for me is that it was a failure, but out of that failure can come success that would make sure that the 1,200 plus who died would not have died in vain. If after October the 7th, Hamas is gone, Hezbollah is gone, Iran is weakened, you have a normal relationship with Saudi Arabia, you add to the Abraham Accords, you have a stronger relationship with the United States, then you could say that we learned the lessons of October the 7th. Thank you. And happy Hanukkah.
Merry Christmas.
Okay. Thank you for asking me that question. Israel's not the problem.
What?
Israel deals with everybody. Okay, thanks.
What, the question about international standing?
yeah.
Israel because it's an
Well, let
autonomous-
me, if I could understand from your question. Why not? You're saying that Israel is not going to seek another MOU, right?
I don't know. I would encourage them to.
Okay.
It's up to them. I'm trying to give money away here. Take it. Thank y'all. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you so much.